I've just noticed that a few states decided to mandate vaccinations for health workers or frontline workers or whatnot. I've got a situation right today that my wife's sick and I got a 7-year-old and she's not sure what's wrong. Goes to book for an appointment. Oh, we'll see you Friday. Like, that's 4 days away. And I got a 7-year-old. And I'm like thinking, what? So I rang up as you do, another mate who's a doctor. No shit, I can't fit anyone in. And I was struggling to believe that, okay, this is a real example of, hang on, where are all our health professionals right now? Shouldn't they be all working? And something tells me they're not. My mum had an operation too. She sat in the RAH for 2 days before they put her into her room. And my mum's old. She's 72. I hope she's not listening.
That's not old.
Sorry.
You might be upsetting more than one person in this room.
Yeah, my dad's
my mum's 94, so maybe she would get upset. In fact, by
she is old. She's not. She's the way she's got her back problems and I was thinking that's not good enough. Like not in this country. That's why we live here. We have. We're a beautiful country, the best of everything, especially in South Australia. And they're two examples that I've had in the last few weeks that I've turned around and thought, why is that? Why is that so?
Look, it's not just COVID and it's not just mandates that have caused that. It's chronic underinvestment in the public health system in Australia. So this has been going on for 10, 20 years. And a lot of doctors have actually tried to call it out, a lot of nurses, a lot of ambulance drivers, more and more.
A lot of police.
I think ambulances now write it on their ambulances, which I think is quite neat. But they're not making it up. I mean, this chronic underinvestment at the same time as the population of Australia has been exploding, just in terms of demographics, not only has the population increased enormously in recent years by, millions of people, which is more consumers that need hospital care and medical care. But at the same time, the population's been getting older, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And so, not surprisingly, older people have more medical conditions than young people.
Yep.
And so, we have this exponential growth in demand for services. And we've had tight-ass governments who have not been interested in matching that with equivalent investments to expand medical services.
Yeah.
And they'd prefer to spend their money on something else like building casinos or God knows what. I mean, certainly they don't put it into medical research.
Sporting grounds.
But building sports arenas, I guess, is pretty popular among politicians. So I was listening last night. But, so they're happy to put $1 billion into a sports arena. But they have not in Australia, unfortunately, been prepared to keep up with demand for health services. And so you already have a broken system. It was broken before COVID. Yeah. And then you put COVID on top of that and the extra resources needed to manage COVID. And then on top of that, now, exile a large percentage or a significant percentage of your workforce by imposing mandates and saying people are not allowed to work. Not because they're not healthy, but because for reasons, best known to them. Well, everyone has different reasons. They've chosen at this point in time not to have the particular vaccines on offer. I mean, then you have a system that is collapsing, and that's where we are right now. It makes no sense to anybody. We don't have COVID in South Australia, so why can't doctors, nurses, paramedics, even if they're not vaccinated, work? Because they aren't even going to meet COVID in their work. So what the hell is the mandate all about? None of us can work it out. It seems to be just a tyranny or a group of bureaucrats who've just said, well, we're just going to do this. We don't care whether there's a logic or not. we're just going to impose our will on every single person, and they either do what we tell them or we're going to make their lives impossible. And that's the situation we're in.